started out, he didn't play early on and stuff like that. You have hiccups and what have you. Dylan Harper got hurt. He wasn't 100%. You could bring, and he showed up later on in the series. You can see a lot of things. But for the purposes of this Game 7 and the way things had gone, with Alex Caruso shooting 3 of 14, with Chet Holmgren supposedly a number 2 option, attempting only 2 shots, and not even a field goal attempt for the final 3 quarters. You did find yourself looking at Shea as if he was somebody that was standing all alone, wondering what would have happened if he had, a couple of his boys with him, meaning J-Dub and A.J. Mitchell. So I look at OKC being in Game 7 of a Western Conference Finals, not having all their horses in order, losing to the San Antonio Spurs. All I'm saying is that collectively speaking, you don't walk away feeling like, what a damn shame, you blew it as a team. I don't find myself feeling that way about the Oklahoma City Thunder this morning.
You know what? I'm going to give you a nickname this morning. It's either going to be Honey Bun, Twinkie, or whatever, any type of cupcake. Because you know why? You know why? Because you're getting soft on me. You're getting soft on me. We start this Monday morning off by giving pass.
You would know something about them damn cupcakes. You would know the whole list. You know the whole list. But go ahead.
That's my past life. That's my past life. I've changed my ways. But look, this is what I will tell you. We're not gonna do that, S.A. We're not gonna do that because the one thing that we've done all season long, even last year, is praise OKC for their what? The depth, right? How deep they are. How many guys they have to come in, and we don't know which way they go cut you. You could go with Andrew Wiggins. They acquired Jared McCain at the trade deadline, and he was huge for them throughout the course of this postseason run. But when you have home court advantage and you have a Game 7 on your home court, it's zero excuses. The Oklahoma City Thunder were not starving. They wasn't hungry enough, in my opinion. I believe the San Antonio Spurs had about 8 to 10 offensive rebounds just in the third quarter, beating them to the 50-50 balls. I didn't see the same hunger there. So we can't sit up here and give them a pass. I understand certain guys, individuals didn't show up. I get that part of it. But last year when OKC made their run to the championship in the semifinals, I recall Aaron Gordon was out with Denver. He tried to play in the Game 7 with a hurt hamstring. Tyrese Maxey was out throughout the course of the NBA Finals. He tore his Achilles in Game 7. So we're not going to give OKC a pass. They went to Game 7. It was on their home floor. They were known for their depth, and their depth did not come through. They just wasn't hungry enough. The San Antonio Spurs wanted it more, and it showed, and that's why they're heading to the NBA Finals.
I completely disagree with that notion that they've wanted it more. I think Oklahoma City wanted it bad. They just didn't have the horses to get it done. You're going up against an elite San Antonio Spurs team. When Aaron Gordon couldn't go for Denver and Denver lost, we lamented the fact that Aaron Gordon was out and acknowledged that there may have been a difference if Aaron Gordon was in the lineup. When Tyrese Halliburton went down and Indiana ultimately lost Game 7 in the NBA Finals last year without throwing any shade on the Oklahoma City Thunder capturing a championship, we acknowledged that the Indiana Pacers may have been in a better position and it might have been a different outcome had Tyrese Halliburton not went down. Two things can be true. You can sit up there and give the winner its props, recognizing that they're unlike any other opponent you may have gone through at that particular moment in time because they were good enough to advance to that late in the playoffs. But in the same breath, acknowledge that, if injuries hadn't happened, things might have been different. When we saw Isaiah Thomas go up against Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers, and this brother dropped 25 and a quarter on a hurt ankle, and he was absolutely positively electrifying. We were able to look at the Pistons and say, even though the Los Angeles Lakers won, and we give them all the props in the world, had Isaiah Thomas not been hurt, guess what would have happened? We might have been looking at the Detroit Pistons capturing their first of 3 titles instead of waiting until the next year and winning back-to-back titles. You can do throughout history. There have been injuries that have occurred, and you still give the team props that won because they were good enough to do it, and you had to bring your A game in order to knock them off, and you weren't able to do that because of injuries, while in the same breath simultaneously recognizing that those injuries incurred do play a factor. I'm looking at A.J. Mitchell and J-Dub. J-Dub missed games and was limited to 10 minutes in Game 6. A.J. Mitchell missed the last 4 games of the conference finals. Big Perk came on national television before the series even began, in the middle of the playoffs, and you reminded us, as good as J-Dub is, the cat that dropped the 40-piece of the finals, the cat that him and Evan Mobley were not only all NBA, but they were all NBA defensive team a couple of years back. That same J-Dub, we talked about it, and we said, yo, man, A.J. Mitchell might be even better. You understand what I'm saying? They got some decisions to make come off season time because of how good that brother was. Knowing how good they both were, they both are, for both of them to be out, and for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to have to rely on Lou Dort, who for every 1-3 he shot, he missed 10, and for Chet Holmgren, who wouldn't even attempt a shot in the last 3 quarters. You talk about, you might as well call Victor Wembanyama Freddy Krueger. I mean, Friday the 13th, for all of them damn movies, or Jason from Friday the 13th. That's who the hell he was to Chet Holmgren, for crying out loud, not attempting a shot in the last 3 quarters. You look at something like that, yo, you could say injuries played a role, and that's what I'm saying.